Israel claims that the Hamas commander, Ahmed Siam, who's a commander of Hamas's al-Furqan brigade, had held 1,000 hostages in the al-Rantisi hospital in Gaza City, and he has been killed, and so therefore his human hostages in the hospital have been released. Well, really at this point, the Israeli response should be to invite those people who were in the hostage, who were hostages, those civilians who were in hospital awaiting treatment for whatever reason, to invite them as refugees into Israel and to treat them in Israeli hospitals, and to move forward. That would be a gesture, a humanitarian gesture, demonstrating the commitment of Israel to freedom. The IDF has said that Ahmed Siam and some of his comrades were killed when hiding in a school building. So not just in the hospital, they would also commandeered a school as well. And this was an operation not only by the IDF but also by the intelligence agency, the Shin. And Ahmed Siam demonstrates once again that Hamas uses the civilians of the Gaza Strip as human shields for terror purposes. At the same time, there are now reports of civilians demanding food and water from Hamas and rebelling against the Hamas control. I don't know how much that can be verified, but again, this is an opportunity for Israel to assert its superiority in terms of humanitarian resolve by opening those gates and by liberating the civilians from the clutches of Hamas. When people are walking in protest and demanding a ceasefire, what they should perhaps be asking for is for Hamas to release its hostages as well. But that isn't part of the sloganizing. This is a slow process, and I have been terribly clear from the beginning that I think that Israel has a right to self-defense. I do not think that the siege, and I do not think that the invasion of Gaza is the right thing to have done in any way. I also think that Netanyahu has a history of belligerence, and the Israeli people were protesting against Netanyahu. This war silences that. Netanyahu is in an incredibly vulnerable position, because one of the reasons that is identified for the Hamas terror strike is that Netanyahu had not provided proper security for the kibbutzim in the Negev in the south of Israel. So now is the time to be targeting very specific demands of the Israeli machinery, to open those gates, to let the people from the hospitals into proper, well-equipped Israeli hospitals, and to provide that refuge for these people, away from Hamas, away from being held hostage, away from the violence. Only a simple thought.